Welcome back to Mathematica for Architects. Now we set up our library. We have about a dozen books, and now we want to start working on this library. We start with the check of our library name, LTP library. So I always start with a dollar if I have a global variable. It is set once and should work everywhere. So, and that's okay. So we should set directory to this library. So now this is our working directory, and now we can check. These are a little. Okay, make it a little clean. These are our books. Now we want to get all the names. So there is a function called file names, and then within this working directory we get all these file names. We have the problem that this is not a file name. So, therefore, we just want to have the directories in this certain format. We can have a selection, select, take these file names and say, is this a directory? Question. So now, this takes all the file names, asks each of them if it's a directory. If yes, it keeps it in the list. If no, it's going out. This is what select is doing, what you can check here in the documentation in different modes and versions with different. So these are our names. Now, for example, I can take that to a pop-up menu. Look it up. How pop-up menus work. So this is like here. So they work on a list. Here we have the problem that our symbols A, B and D are defined. C is undefined and is indicated by this blue color. But look what happens. So we start a pop-up menu with A. We have the values of A, B, we have the symbol name of C, and then the value of D in a pop-up menu. So it's 3, 4, C, and 30. This might be completely different in your setup. So, but it's clear what's happening. I have select C, I select 30, and I want to select a book. So, which means we can select the file names here. Do this and put it here, and then A is not defined, but we can select the file names, the book names. That's fine. We want to do something with the selected result, and this is given here. You see, this is an example here. You can look how it works. What we have is we have the pop-up menu here, from here to here, as we decided. The dynamic is new, and then we have a list of this pop-up menu and the dynamic of X. And this simply says that whatever is here, it's written in here and evaluated here as well. So this is a cross-link to any other place. So if we do this, then you see, we select 30, we select C, and it's here. So it's the menu, and this is in sync via X. So therefore we can take this out, for example, put it here, then we have C, and we can kill the list here. So when we have C, we go to 4, and it's 4 here. This is interesting. So what we want to have is, we want to have the selected file here. We want to have this again, for example, selected, book selected. So we have it here, we put book selected here. So this is Augustine, for example, and here we are and say Hume And now our global variable, in this case a global variable book selected, can be changed by this pop-up menu. That's fine. Now, as we've seen with our functions here, for example, we can ask for, we read the thing, we can ask for a certain character. For example, we can ask, in this case, the selected scene, and we can ask for the title. So this you can see. So now if we go to Newton, evaluate this, that's the optics. If we put this to dynamic, then we can change, we can select the book and we get the title. That's fine. Go, for example, for the author. Let's René Descartes. This is always very expensive and a little tricky because crisscross side effects, so be very careful with that. So it's René Descartes. So what we, for example, can do is we can go for Wolfram alpha, and then we can say we want to have the portrait of this guy. Wolfram alpha is a mixture of Wikipedia and Google. It's a database delivered by Wolfram, by Mathematica, and you see here, this is a portrait of Descartes, of our selected author, and we want to see the, here it is, the result. Okay, so now we have it. So if we select Leibniz, we get a portrait of Leibniz. Nice. So you see how it works. So what we have with our small metadata, with a small data set, is a kind of seed, and we can collect in the internet, we can collect all the data and getting richer and richer just by crawling stuff. So, for example, if we load the file, this takes a certain number, so we have the source, that's it. So then we can say import, as we did before, this stuff. So, and if I want to get known timing of this, I don't want to see the result, but I want to see the timing. So now you see it's 0.8 seconds to get the text from Gutenberg. Now I want to get this text and save it into my directory to increase the speed, because we want to work with it frequently. So therefore we have text is this. Good. This is our text. Now we want to export that to, first let's check the directory. MTP library is this. Then we want to go to add this with the book selected. So at this, so we have to add slash. Now it's this. Now we want to add book selected. It's here, and we want to add text. So this is how our file should be saved, which means we can say export, and export is here the file with the extension and then the expression. So which means this is the file and the extension and then the expression, which is my text. Or we can make it more compact, we can put it here. So, and you see now the brackets. This is meta read, the source of it, import, that's fine. This is an indicator that this is missing, the closing is missing, we close that and this should work. And this is on Leibniz, and we go here and see with Leibniz, and here is the text. This is our text. Great, we have that. Now we can import this guy, so we take the same thing, import, and we don't need the data because this is what we want to see, and we want to check. So this is our data, you see it's much faster, the same from file instead of from internet. We check the timing of this, no result, and this is 20 times faster. Yeah? So again, make a comprehensive function. No, just do it for, so we have book selected, take this and do it for every book. So these are the books, I think we have it from above, little comment. Check it. So this is these are our new books. So, and instead of taking the book selected, this is this is one function from here to here. It's very compact. We'll give that a parameter. Make that a parameter. The book selected. So, and we say OK. Now this parameter is open with this channel. And I can put here now any parameter, for example, bacon, so NO. So now it's loading bacon, approved, we see it here, bacon, it's here, great. So, but we also can do it with all the books, but then we want to have it with all of them. Not a single one, but mapping to each element of this list, Mapping this function to all the elements in sequence of this. And this takes a little more time, but here you see it works. Perfect. This is how to get all the text sources. Okay. So these are some works, and so these are examples how to work on this library, how to keep consistency via programs, and so on. I think you got an idea. Thanks for watching and see you next time.